from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcast who's going to take you through a walk through Golden Gate Park, who's in looking at the bust of Cervantes, and looking up at Cervantes is, of course, Don Quixote. And if there's ever been a Quixotean figure in the history of podcasting, it's me, because I'm here to take you on a walk that you don't need to go on, and a walk you don't need to listen to, but you could listen to, a walk that may or may not put you to sleep. Welcome to Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. This is an on-location walking episode. I guess the goal is to put one of these out a month at least. They're so popular. We put out a variety of styles episodes, so if this episode isn't for you, don't worry. We got plenty more coming out. But yeah, I'm going to take you on a walk that you don't necessarily need to listen to, or there's no pressure to fall asleep either. This show is here to keep you company and take your mind off stuff, so you can fall asleep, which is a little bit different. Yeah, I'm here to be a distracting, friendly voice. And so check it out, see how it goes. We got coming up to support and those people that support the show directly or support our sponsors are the ones opting in, who get the most out of podcasts, and they give back so it can be here for them and everybody else. But if you're new, don't worry about it. Then we'll have a long meandering intro, a little bit shorter on these on location episodes, but that's meant to ease you into bedtime, and then or you listen to as you get ready for bed. And then there'll be our the rest of the walk through a part of Golden Gate Park. So I'm really glad you're here, and I hope I can keep you company and help you fall asleep. Thanks for coming by. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Helix Sleep, and they've got some amazing deals coming up. You're going to hear about it at the end of this ad read, so do not miss out. I want you to right now to open up your phone. Just do it with me. I'm going to go to helixsleep.com/sleep, and if I were you, I wouldn't want to, I don't know what your relationship with your bed is right now. I've had a long-term relationship with my Helix mattress. It fits my needs, how I sleep. I sleep on my side, I sleep on my stomach, but now I'm sleeping more on my back, and I'm relocating, and unfortunately I'm not in a position where I could ship my mattress because I have to move my stuff before I move. But that's okay. It means I get a new Helix. So I'm going to take the Helix quiz right now. helixsleep.com/sleep. 30 seconds, and you give one or two sleepers. One. Okay, let me put in my email. Put in my name here, give a little bit of information. Okay, what size mattress am I considering? I got that down. All right. I don't know if are you taking this quiz with me at helixsleep.com/sleep? All right, toss. I guess I toss and turn. So I'm going to pick toss and turn. And what kind of firmness? Okay, I'm going to pick my firmness that fits my needs. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get yours, Okay, I'm going to talk about my back there, talk about temperature. All right, I got matched with my mattress. Oh, boy, and it's a different one than I have now just because I made a couple changes to how I sleep. So I'm going to check this out and think about it for my next Helix I'm going to be sleeping in. So take that Helix quiz. It's going to be coming right to your door, but most of all, it'll be a mattress that fits you, your needs, and how you sleep. And the best news is that Helix has amazing deals for Sleep With Me listeners, but only if you use our link. So go to helixsleep.com/sleep for 25% off site-wide during their extended Labor Day sale. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for 25% off site-wide. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody, Scoots, and I need your attention because we're going to be spending the whole night together. If you're an all-night listener, right, you're going to be listening to me when you go to bed at 2 a.m., at 4 a.m., at 6 a.m. You listen to episode after episode after episode, but I need your attention. All-night listeners, the future of the show really is in your corner, and we're in the middle of this drive that we're only a third of the way through it to get more all-night listeners
listeners to support the show. And maybe you're one of them, because John R. said, I had no idea. I now realize I had inadvertently placed myself in a side channel where I just didn't get the message. I've been one of those people who meant to support the show but never did. I'm doing my part now. And so Sleep With Me keeps you company all night long. Like, maybe you're the one I'm trying to get through to. Maybe you're the only one listening and paying attention, the only all-night listener paying attention right now. Can you support the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus? Will you support the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus? If you're saying, Scoots, I can't afford to do it. Scoots, I chose, I am an all-night listener, but I don't support podcasts. Well, if you're one of those two groups, just help me root that there is someone listening, that person is hearing me right now. Now, maybe you're that person, or maybe you're rooting that they're out there. I'm an all-night listener, too. I need this show. 8 hours a night, I need it. And I need somebody out there to support it. It's changed my life. And I hope somebody that listens all night long like I do supports it right now. So if you're the person we're rooting for, you're hearing me like John did for the first time, that's okay. All you need to do is go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus and sign up right now. Thanks. Oh, Mystery Bard. A lot of people help out on the show. Who are they?
This posty poster son sounds like a near fall. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at JonathanMann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Hannah like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. But there's also a tiny way anybody can help out the show. It's free. It helps out the show a little bit. And that's following the podcast wherever you listen to it, or commenting if you listen on Spotify or YouTube. It really helps other people discover the show, helps you stay up to date on the latest episodes. And only 50% of people follow or subscribe. It's free to follow or subscribe in podcast apps. So if you do that, it just gives it helps people discover the show, and it helps you stay up to date on the show. So follow or subscribe in your podcast app. That'll help out the show a little bit. Not necessarily keep us going forever, but I'd appreciate it. And while you're at it, go ahead and follow Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me. That's in every podcast app, too. That has a story-only episode, so it'll add it to your sleepy repertoire. Thanks, and what do you say we get on with the show?
Hey, are you up all night, tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you can set aside whatever's keeping you awake. Thoughts, feelings, physical sensations, changes in time, temperature, routine, to create a safe place where you can set aside any of that stuff, where I can distract you so that you could fall asleep. And the way I do it here is I send my voice across the deep, dark night. I use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, and superfluous tangents, and all to keep you company and take your mind off the stuff you probably hear just in the distance. So we're here walking through Golden Gate Park, and you could just hear the faint noise in the distance of people roller skating to music. And this is cool because I've never been able to capture this until now, is one of the metaphors for the podcast, right, is like a rave at a distance is one of the metaphors for the podcast. But what I do, is I send my voice across the deep, dark night, lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones. It means my voice is not traditionally soothing, and I go off topic, I get mixed up, I take you on a walk, and I don't even know. And we go on pretty nice. It's a pretty nice meandering walk, and all of it isn't so much to put you to sleep, but to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff, to be your friend in the deep dark night. And I make this show for two reasons. One, I've been there, tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep. So I know what that feels like for me. And a lot of times I just want somebody that gets how I feel, and isn't trying to help me fall asleep or pressure me to fall asleep. I mean, I wish that was the case, that I'd ever tried anything that always worked to put me to sleep. But I guess I always wanted a friend in the deep dark night that could be there whenever I needed them, which just is impossible, right? I shared a room with my brother, but he couldn't stay up all night keeping me company. But with the power of podcasting, it's possible. So I make this show because I've been there, but also because you deserve a good night's sleep. You deserve a place where you can get the rest you need, so your life is more manageable, so you don't have to dread bedtime, that you have a bedtime you could look forward to, or at least feel neutral about. And that's what I'm here to try to provide. And every episode's a little bit different. Tonight, I still send my voice across the deep dark night, but I'm going to be walking through the park, and I'm even walking through the park now, ending at the just outside of the Golden Gate Park. Oh, you can hear some birds even at the Panhandle where I parked, which kind of looks like a handle, and the park is the pan. So I make this show because you deserve a bedtime where you can get the rest you need. What else do you need to know? I think that's what I was saying. This is a podcast that does take some getting used to. So give it a few tries. That's what most regular listeners say, is like, hey, I was skeptical when I first listened. I was confused when I was first listened. I don't know if I liked it when I first listened. But then after the second or third try, I realized, oh, okay, he's serious. He's always going nowhere. And that's why I like listening to the show now. He really is just here to keep me company and take my mind off stuff so I could fall asleep. He's not here to put me to sleep. And I didn't realize what that meant, and now I do. And so give it a few tries. Now, if you find out you don't like the show after you listen to this episode and a couple other ones, or you try different other ones, we have a website set up, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you, that has other sleepy stuff on there, and other sleep podcasts and stuff that might put you to sleep. So check that website out, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you, if this podcast doesn't work out for you. So most people get here, they're skeptical, doubtful. The podcast takes some getting used to. This is also a podcast that you only just kind of listen to, which is also a bit different, right? Like it's a podcast you just barely listen to. Kind of like when you could hear the roller skaters in the distance, right? It's like at a distance, that far of a distance, right? The music, especially the music that was like getting funky and stuff, in the best way possible. That at a distance, you say, okay, that's kind of sleepy. This is a podcast that's like an out of focus picture, or like sand running through your hands, background noise, or music at a distance. Or like right now, you could maybe just barely hear people playing tennis. And I was just thinking of new metaphors. But so this show is here for over an hour, so you don't ever have to think about falling asleep. I'm here to be your distraction in the deep dark night. Your bore friend, your bore bae, your bore sib, your bore bud, your neighbor, your bore bee, your Boris Borloff, your best bore friend forever, and keep you company while you drift off. So just give it a few tries like that and see how it goes, because the idea, like most stuff, is supposed to put you to sleep, but this is just a mild distraction in the deep dark night. And the structure of the show can also throw people off. So I'll just tell you why we structure the show the way we do, and then you can take it from there yourself. But the show starts off with a greeting, and the greeting is just supposed to make you feel seen and welcome, and say, yeah, I could check that podcast out. Maybe get a tone of the show that's a little bit goofy, a little bit silly. Then there's support, so paying for the show is optional. Then a long, meandering intro. Sometimes with these on-location episodes, I know a little bit less about how long they're going to be. But the long, meandering intro isn't so much meant to put you to sleep, but to ease you into bedtime, or to listen to while you're getting ready for bed, like a slow landing strip versus, I don't know. It's like a lot of people listen to it as they're doing their bedtime routine, or they're in bed getting comfortable. We also have a version of the podcast called Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me that doesn't have intros, if just the bedtime stories work better for you. But for most listeners, the idea of like hanging out and having someone to chit-chat with is kind of like a part of winding down and getting ready and going to bed. Yeah, that's the intro. Then there's support. Then there'll be a bedtime story tonight. We'll be walking through Golden Gate Park and walking on meandering paths and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm really glad you're here. There will be city sounds, like right now somebody's, bouncing a basketball. The show's meant to kind of take you on a journey, a distracting journey, so that you could fall asleep. So I'm really glad you're here. I work really hard, so do a team of people. We really want to help you fall asleep. And I appreciate you coming by and checking the show out. If this is your first time, this is a different style episode, but also a popular style of episode, our walking and on-location episodes. We're trying to make more and more of these. And the way we're able to be here for you, if you're a regular listener who listens to somewhere between 8 or more episodes a month, it's those regular listeners, the people that get the most out of the podcast and that are in a position to support the show back, that opt in to support the show back. That's how we're able to be here. And it really does feel wonderful to make the show, and it feels wonderful, those people that support the show, it just been in dialogue with them. It takes a lot. It's not about the money, right? For them, they know they get $250 of value out of the show a year, or $15 of value out of the show a month. It's about overcoming those different blocks that are in our way of like, oh, it doesn't matter, or oh, maybe, or oh, I don't need to, or oh, or oh, they I don't know. It means a lot to me because I couldn't be here without them, and so thank you. And I really hope this episode you enjoy it, or it helps you fall asleep, or if you need a break during the day, it gives you something to listen to. And it really worked out because I'm just exiting the park now. You can hear the traffic picking up, and I'm going to turn it over to Scoots as he's just getting into the park. Take it away, Scoots.
Hey, everybody, it's Scoots here, and I know you might be getting ready. You're getting in bed, you're getting comfortable. If you fall asleep fast, it's critical you listen. If you fall asleep fast, this show's kind of designed to put people to sleep over a 20 or 30-minute period, but that's great. You're an exception to the rule. You fall asleep fast. That is awesome. But we need people who fall asleep fast to support the show. There's just no other way for us to pay the bills. And I don't know if you're the one I'm trying to get through to that's listening to me, that's hearing me right now for the first time, you're making that connection. Holy cow, I fall asleep in 5 minutes. I never thought about what it takes to make this show. I never thought about that it needs my support. Or maybe you're one of the people rooting for that person. Man, I hope that person's out there that's going to support the show because it makes my life better. I just can't support the show. But I know there's someone out there who is. Like Tiffany Y, who said, just because you could get something for free doesn't mean you should. I know if I have trouble sleeping, I just have to listen. I'll be out in no time. That's definitely worth a few dollars a month. I'm pretty sure if you try it out and you fall asleep fast, you're going to have a great experience. And you could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. But like I said, if you're not in a place to support the show right now, you've decided you're not going to support the show, then root with me. Is that fall asleep fast listener listening and hearing me right now? We just happen to catch you and we're rooting for you. Root for them together because we need your support. Are you hearing us cheer for you and you say, wait, no, that is me. That is me. Just like Tiffany. I had no idea. Of course I want to support the show. It's changed my life so much for the better. So if you're that person, you'll be the hero, the heroine, the champion we're looking for, that we're rooting for, because you're not alone. We're all rooting for one another together here in the deep dark night. Thanks.
All right, Scoots, and either I'm location scouting or getting just audio. I'm here in Golden Gate Park, and it's about lunchtime. I am on, was this the north side of the park? And so I guess this will kind of be location scouting, though it could be an episode. You never know. I mean, I brought my stuff. I thought it was going to rain today all day, so I'm going to a museum. I can't record at the museum, the DeYoung Museum here in Golden Gate. Ooh, listen to those birds. Okay, so I know maybe we'll get a little bit, but what I'm going to do right this second is get some lunch and walk along the beautiful south side of the park. That's what side of the park I'm on. So I'm on a walking path. It's kind of a mixed, there's some sun right here where I'm standing. There's birds, there's people walking. There is wind, but thus far hasn't been terrible. Also, I could put the hood of my raincoat on if I need to. But now I'm going to have to pause. I'll be back. So what I'm going to do is get some lunch outside of the park. Where? I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to have to look up my options. Wow, those are some loud birds. Really getting after it. Yeah, good job, birds. Or at least in my monitor, you sound loud. So we're lucky. We already got some bird sounds. Not sure what road we're on, but we're coming up on like baseball fields and stuff. So I guess what I could do is pause and figure out both lunch and some sort of thing. My goal is to cover this park in like 3 or 4 episodes or 2 episodes. I don't know. Now my goal today is to get out and walk till it looks like it's going to rain, or I get in. If we're able to record, if this wind and weather holds up, then if we get a episode's worth of recording. I parked by the Panhandle, so I probably did the intro. I'll do the intro there. Okay, let's get a map going, Scoots. All right, Scoots, thanks for keeping me on track. Okay, that was where we were going to park. We're gonna X out of there. Let's find our location. Oh yeah, we're on MLK Junior Drive. This road is open on the weekends. Those some roads are closed. And this is one of the big recreation fields. And yeah, where we would want to eat is coming up on our left. So I guess what I'll do is exit the park here and I can see the De Young across the park. Okay, I know where I'm going to eat, which is my brother's favorite place to eat, which is the Yellow Submarine. I didn't realize we were right there, so I feel bad eating there without him. But it's been a while since I had a sub sandwich, so I'm going to walk there. It will get windy, and then I'll come back to MLK Drive, and we'll cover a little bit of the park here. Yeah. Everybody scoots. I'm back. A little bit of a gap. So I'm going to zip up my coat here since it's early in the show. I took a couple side things. My initial, I didn't have any cash on me or an ATM card. So, user error. So I ate somewhere else, or got to go. I just had it outside in the front of the county fair building where there was a giant Zumba class going that looked like a great deal of fun. And I don't know, that's when sometimes I'm not investigating what's actually alive, right? Like I think, oh man, everything's so it was cool to see like all these people dancing and like a large variety of people. So now we're gonna kind of continue. I'm right outside of the botanical garden, just on the path, the main path through the park and street through the park, and very grateful I'm not looking for parking. So I've looked for parking in this area, and what we're gonna do is walk for a little while. It looks like the sun went out, stuffed itself this fog or rain coming in, and the Japanese garden is on my right side across the street. The Botanical Garden's on my left side. It is a Sunday, so I really can't go recording in either one of those. What I'm going to do is walk for a while and then loop back to the that's a bus passing. Loop back, I guess we could loop around Stowe Lake, or maybe go how far, I don't know, and maybe to Mallard Lake and then take that path, and then head to the museum. I'll go to the, obviously I can't bring you, fortunately, but yeah, right now let's just walk for a little while. We have done that episode about Stowe Lake, one of my favorite manufactured lakes. Don't know if we'll go there today. I don't even know what time it is, to be honest. Oh, okay, we're still in really good shape time-wise. And yeah, Botanical Gardens. It's looking like people are coming in and out there. It's kind of the perfect Sunday to be recording, just because the weather's not great, but it's still really busy in a good way, but not in a way thus far that I guess the idea is you don't hear it anyway when I'm like trying to cut different stuff out. So yeah, got a beautiful path. Sometimes when I think of these paths, I think of though it's been a long time since I've been to the Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival, and then I've never been to Outside Lands. I do think about this area for Hardly Strictly Bluegrass. Sometimes I can't ever remember where we parked for it, but parking for it would be quite the thing. And then just walking and seeing all these people at this amazing free concert at the park. But that weekend kind of became the weekend that my daughter and I would go to the autumnal celebrations, and so this is definitely a sacrifice I was willing to make, because my daughter loves, and I love going to those autumnal celebrations at theme parks, and that would happen to be the weekend she would have a long weekend. So I just crossed the road. Again, this San Francisco Botanical Gardens on this side is pretty extensive. Covers a lot of extensive territory. And you can hear some birds and some cars. I don't know if this is actually, there's a hill to my right, which may be the hill for Stowe Lake. And some beautiful bird sounds. I didn't know we'd get that lucky with bird sounds. And because of the trees, we really do have a nice insulation from the wind that just made an appearance. But it does look like I may want to look for another path, because this one is getting busier and busier. Alright, the wind is picking up and the traffic's picking up, so I'm going to go up these steps. I think it's going to put us at the edge, the outside edge of Stowe Lake, maybe? And then we can follow it. Yeah, there's a bench here. And, oh boy, yeah, we can see Strawberry Hill and the edge of the lake. Here it almost looks like a river. One of my favorite manufactured lakes in the world here. People are going up Strawberry Hill. And we're shielded from the wind where we are right now. You got birds flying, birds floating. I don't see any boats out, but I don't know, maybe the boat thing's not open. Plus it's supposed to rain today, even though it hasn't rained. And yeah, we got away from a little bit of the crowds, and I'm going to continue on and keep getting some distance. We'll see what happens with this wind, I guess. Yeah, maybe these are what I'm always like trying to record or think about recording, right? Like today, I didn't even think we'd have an opportunity to, but I brought everything just in case. Also, so let's see, how do I explain this? I save my steps, so usually on Sundays, or I'm trying to live in moderation. So usually on Sundays is my long run, and for me, a long run is like 6 to 8 miles. But if I go on my long run, then the idea of walking, even though I can do it right, it's like, is that really a good idea, Scoots? Like to go on your long run, or is that really sustainable, or is going to be the best practice? You go on a long run and then you walk through the park. So today I was like, well, okay, if it doesn't rain, and when I got up to run it wasn't raining, I said, well, we could, and my morning schedule changed to bring my daughter somewhere and Koa somewhere. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, let's try. And then even if we can only walk, we can't record, we'll location scout an adventure, and then we'll know for the next time. And then, so that's what we're doing now. And yeah, how much we're at about 2.5 or from when I parked my car. Wow, there's another really good parking spot opening up there. So, yeah, opportunities abound. Hear a lot of the ducks honk, honk, honking. And yeah, hi. Yeah, I don't have anything. They're coming over, but I'm still moving. Okay, and then there's like we're up elevated, right? Like Stowe Lake's one of these elevated lakes. Maybe it was a dune, or I don't know how. I don't know anything about the construction of the park, but I don't know. Maybe this is a natural hill, but down. I have a really good memory of like down in the valley below this. On the weekend, my brother was supposed to get married. Or he did get married. I don't know if he was supposed to. My youngest brother, another one of my brothers, and I hung out in the field. I'm pretty sure maybe this was when I was recording the episode here for Spoke. I think it was. And I recorded it and met up with him, which would be our Golden Gate episode. It was for a app company, I think, audio app company that didn't work out. But it still became an episode of Sleep with me. So, but yeah, it's, oh yeah, there's a playground down there. There's cars down there. And we are gonna, take, when we can, I'm gonna try to cut around this crowd of people here. Okay, cutting around didn't work, but, still here at Stowe Lake. Stowe Lake's kind of like, this part is more like Stowe River, because it just circles this island. And it does look like more like our Stowe Stream or something. That's more alliterative. There's a really nice bridge here from all the way from 1893 that I definitely remember standing on, recording, maybe kind of finishing out that episode. Definitely would not be a day to try to record going up Strawberry Hill, but what I am going to try to do is head to my left, which I'm going to be heading still west towards the ocean and the end of the park. Maybe get halfway through the park. I think we're about a third through the park now. And stay on this southern side and just kind of see, and then loop around the other back side of the lake. On the first path I see that goes that way. But yeah, so this bridge is from 1893. Oh, look, there's a group of people that must have just done one of those, I don't know, they're all like together eating. I don't know if there was like those, looks like they did one of those runs where you get splashed with colors of paint together, but could be something else too. So yeah, circle it around, man. I have a lot of memories of this lake, recording and just walking. With probably been here, I don't know, not that many times, but the thing about this particular area is that it is somewhat archetypal, like, because it is like this I don't know, replication of nature that's feels, I don't know, manufactured lake. I think we did an episode about it, but has a manufactured waterfall that doesn't run all the time, and I don't know, it just has that look and feel. I don't know why I find it comforting. I'm not saying it's more comforting than a real lake. I'm just saying there's something. I think I have just positive. I had positive interactions with another manufactured lake where I grew up. Well, one that's where I took my first swimming lessons was next to the manufactured lake, and I think at some point in the past, like, there was even a non-swimming pool swimming area, maybe. Okay, so now I'm headed southwest down a hill on a path I don't necessarily think I've ever been on. There's a lot of fresh mulch, a lot of strong, I guess it's the mulch is like a cedar, like a cedary smell. Oh, down there, what's down there? It's just another path down the valley. So yeah, I'm headed down here. Then there's a major road, a crossover road. There's also a path right here that loops around. But I think what we'll do is we'll try to go find one more lake, because we're kind of in my favorite thing to do with all you, places that are familiar but yet undiscovered by Scoots. And so it's like, okay, I know I've been in Stowe Lake, I know I've been in this meadow below it, but now when we reach the end of this path, I'll be headed into a place that I haven't been before. Okay, so I just made it across the Traverse Drive or whatever it's called. I'm headed up a little hill path, and it'll protect us from the wind, hopefully, and take us on a little adventure. Takes a while. Okay, that goes back down. So now we're headed north on this path. We've got a bit more grasslands. Ahead is some good trees. You can hear the wind up in those trees. Sounds pretty nice. So nice, the wind blew twice. Yeah, some nice lily-like plants growing. And now we got like a downhill. Path is well worn, but quiet right now. And so what we're looking for, there's another road to our left, so west of us. There's a road which I guess we'll have to cross. So I can see that, and then there's a road to our right. You can hear a couple brake sounds up there. Now, what would be great is if there's some sort of underground cut back through to where we want to be. I don't know that there necessarily is, but the first thing I'm going to do is try to head west the next time we can, cross this road and see there's two other lakes on the map that I'm not familiar with. So now we're in undiscovered country for scoots, or rarely discovered country. This is a part of the park I'm really not familiar with. There's less buildings, and I've done a little bit of biking here, but getting a bike from where I used to live out to here, I don't have a car with a bike-a-bob thing. So like I remember I came out here once to meet my brother and we rode around, and that was 2014. And the only reason I remember that is, one, I was had gotten sober, and two, well, part of it, the reason I remember is because we were watching the World Cup. We rode our bikes around, then went to a pizza place, watched the World Cup, and then it was like, I don't know, it wasn't just me, right? Like, it was funny, like, relating to other people that are sober, of like, oh wow, it's pretty cool to watch the World Cup sober, with other sober people. And so I guess the long and short of it is I haven't spent a lot of time in this park. So we got across that road, and I do see a lake here. Now, do we want to go high or low around this lake? Because I have two paths. Let's go high around it, because there's someone on the low path. This is a gravel track. And now we're nearly, surely in there. Don't call me Shirley. We're nearly for sure in a place we've never been before. And this is pretty cool. And there's a lot of yellow flowers springing out, and leaves. A little bit of birds. I was about to ask where you were, birds, but you said all you gotta do is listen with your heart. Say thanks. But again, we're in this more calm part of the park, and other different smells, good loamy smells, but not cedar. Depending on where you are, the smells change too. And it's funny because it looks like there's a little bit of the park to the west of us, but this didn't really go along the lake. This was kind of a cut around. And then the question is, what lake is this, right? Because we saw two of them on the map. These are a little bit more, this looks a little bit more rustic. I don't want to call it rustic, but it's more for looks. Could be a drainage basin type thing. Okay, yeah, this was one of the two lakes. This is Elk Glen Lake. That road is MLK Drive. And kind of looks like we're halfway. If you keep continuing, on the other side is Mallard Lake. That's kind of close to the road. What if we go around this lake and take a right and take some of these paths? There's Hellman Hollow. You might be able to see the disc golf course. What's that there? Elk Glen picnic area. I mean, maybe go. So I'm going to go right and then left and go along the shore of the lake. Okay, great. Okay, I can maybe take my hat off just because it's trying to keep it warm and keep the wind at a distance. But right now, in this hollow, it's not it's unzip my coat weather. Okay, so I'm looking to get back to this next path along the lake shore, and what we'll do is see where we go. A lot of good bird sounds down here, though, and it really is well, I mean, I guess when you think about like these parks, right, they're both they're meant to be an urban oasis, and the question of I mean, these particular big parks is you get a lot of old man great blue heron straight across. Makes me think of my mom. It's right on the water, and it's in the reeds. Probably looking to snack and say, yeah, what am I going to have for my dinner, right? There's also maybe a slight smell of like somebody grilling. Can't tell, because this is like, it is always, these parks always birthday party season, just not around here. I haven't seen any. So yeah, I don't know, this lake could just be a beautiful, lovely, also serve as a retention basin. I have no idea, but I like it. I like it a lot. All right, it's like, oh, we got willow here. Oh man, weeping willow. I think we got two of them in a row. I'm going under willow enough that I had to bend down. Back to back willow trees. Thank you, willows. I appreciate it. And then a towering eucalyptus that when you come out of the willows you can smell. It smells really good. Also some birds. Maybe even like a trill. Not far ahead we got a serious purple bush. I don't know if that's what lavender is. And this is my northern path I was kind of looking at taking. At some point I'll have to pop my last soda. The Diet Coke, not Coke Zero. Oh yeah, look at this purple and the birds singing about it. Can you believe we're in San Francisco? Oh wow. So I don't know what kind of plant this is. It has little tiny leaves, little purple buds, a lot of nectar and pollen spreading going on, so I'm gonna take a step away from it. Yeah, so this is cool. I'm so glad you're with me, because this now I'm 100% again, and under, like, just like that, you know, this is like Star Trek, but in a park, in a place I've lived for 20 something years, where I'm in undiscovered country. Maybe rode a bike through here once, but I've definitely never walked through here, and it's really nice. You can see an old-fashioned street light or lamp down the hill on the side of MLK Drive, MLK Junior Drive. There's a parking and office facility to my right where they store their equipment for park type stuff. Another path going downhill, and then a path going back to one of the two roads. I'd just like to know if there's something that goes below any of these roads. Yeah. Oh yeah. Getting some more bird calling. It's always funny too looking at a non-topographic map. Not that I can read topographic maps, but like I was assuming as soon as I hit this path it'd be open meadows, but it's more of a meandering path. I see some we got some really nice yellow flowers. Oh, okay, down there's like a meadow. Somebody's setting up maybe a bouncy house. But up top here is some lilies. Oh, and I can smell charcoal. So that's a birthday party. They're either setting up a tarp or something. And oh man, the charcoal smells good. Another, for me, archetypal smell, right? Because of these parks and of people being at leisure. And actually, to be honest, like a lot of times enjoying it, other people's grilling and charcoal is a lot better than just smelling it and having that scent moment is kind of better than, it doesn't quite smell the same when you're there doing the work. Or even if you're at the party. I mean, unless you get there and it's like the anticipation. Okay, I'm doing an uphill. There's bikers passing by too. I could see down on the other side of MLK Drive, Junior Drive, the other lake we were talking about. So I am going to continue, and there's wind, so I'm going to continue kind of, right now we're going northwest, but at some point I'm going to try to turn back east. Oh yeah, we want to check our distance, you're right. Oh yeah, perfect. Right now I wasn't recording all the time I was walking, but I'm at a little bit over 3.5 miles, and on your recording dial we are getting to where we should get an hour plus of usable recording. So cool. More purple and some pines. Maybe one day I'll actually record. Okay, it looks like I could take it right here. Huh, what's that over there though? Another sporting field, I think. I'd like to maybe go through this path. Okay, let me get it on the map. Oh, that's probably the polo field down there, which I feel is better served, yeah, for the next time we come through there. So yeah, what if we go straight, head towards JFK Drive? It should be closed. Yeah, so I'm going to cross this road that comes through here, which there's no cars on right now, so I don't know, maybe it doesn't go through the park totally, because the roads that do are usually a lot busier. Oh no, it's definitely close to traffic. Cool. We're not going to take it, but we are going to oh yeah, and there's like a bunch of roads intertwined there that are all closed. But what I want to do is get down to this next set of woods. There's like a nice meadow. Right now I'm headed west, southwest. But to my right, about down a little bit of a hill, is a meadow. I just got to figure out an access point. Looks like there's one coming up on my right here. And is this one? Or is this just is this a trail or not? Oh, it is. No, I don't think it is actually a trail. Looks like it's blocked off down there, so let's not go that way. Don't want to disturb any, growing plants or anything that needs extra TLC. Okay, so we'll wait. We're back on the road, which is closed. There's people running, people walking, and I'm definitely headed southwest. I believe I'm headed southwest. I'll get probably a nice high view of the polo grounds, which I really know nothing about. And there's a lot of other places to adventure here that I guess I kind of have had some recordings that didn't work out. It was before we had this method. And because I can remember going to there's a fly, maybe that was the time I rode the bikes with fly fishing and everything. But I'll tell you what, whatever this long, thin meadow is to my right, I really like that. And I'm glad I also overcame all my internal resistance to do this and record this. Okay, here's the third lake that we had seen on the map, I believe, which is, yeah, man, we made it. Metzen Lake. We're on Middle Drive West. Now, Metzen Lake is a little bit more, it's closer to, not sea level, but you know what I mean when I say sea level? It's more of that pond style lake. And really nice though. Wow, I'm still trying to find a way to get down, because now we are at the polo fields, which are all set up for soccer players. Looks like there's a path here. I don't know, I'm guessing these paths aren't official, so I don't want to take any, because I don't want to tread on any plants that need TLC. So ends up it's a good thing I saved my steps, because now we've gone further than I planned, but in a good way. Those bikers even found it hilarious. They said Scoots thought he was just gonna do a thing, but yeah, I mean, I had my lunch, and okay, so all right, man, but this is so cool being in a place I've been close to but never been in. You know that there's wherever we live, there's stuff like this, even if it's small or it's a great park like this. And there's some lilies. Oh wow, a lot of them in the woods growing up. Or yeah, those are calla lilies. And I got my path now to the right. So, and it looks like it curves all the way around. Now these polo fields, I don't know anything about the history, but there's still there's soccer players out there, and then it does seem to have a tunnel. I'm not sure where maybe the tunnel went in. There's a tower. I don't know if that's for how they officiate. Oh, and there's people running. Oh man, what a great idea. I wonder, it's a pretty big loop, so I wonder what the loop is. And you can even hear the soccer players cheering one another on and stuff. I mean, it's a gigantic field, much bigger than, wow, it's huge. And again, it's just tucked in here. And then it's holy cow, we've only gone through half the park. That's really another mind-blowing thing, right? And you can hear people playing soccer and cheering each other on. And I'll just try to talk over it, because it might be relaxing, to hear people support. Well, I guess I could open my soda now. Oh no, well, it's not that loud anymore, so no need to. Oh, it's a young youth. So those were parents cheering on their youth, saying, "Go, kid, go." Okay, I'm just over here. This is a multi-use trail, just kind of as a general thing. I think I'm going to take... So this trail, yeah, because that's a bike trail. It, look, goes down the heart of that open valley. Great for picnics. Just remember, if you're going to have a picnic in San Francisco, you got to plan it at a day when there's not going to be fog, but the fog's still going to be coming way earlier than you would think. So plan your picnic between, hopefully it's gone by 10:30, 11 till 2. Yeah, but anytime after 2, Bay Area cannot make any promises. But the sun's coming out right now. So wow, we really got lucky. So this really is nice that got a chance to record this. And yeah, let me open up the shrink. We're gonna head into these woods. I don't know where they go. They go along across from where I was before, uphill and east, northeast. All right, Soda's open. Scoots is walking. I'm walking. I'm talking. Birds are squawking. And not in Weehawken. You may be balking, but it's more... I guess there's chickens that balk. Maybe that's how they say balk and balk. That's how they say it in Ronkonkoma. Maybe Weehawken. I'm not sure how. I'm not familiar with anybody. I don't know anybody from Weehawken that I know is from Weehawken. But so this path has the what do you call that? The workout stuff on it. And that's a big thing. And it's cool that some places keep them up, or I've even seen ones with new stuff. Par course, which if you lived here, would be cool. But I briefly tried to do one for a little while when my daughter was in a stroller, and the day I decided that I was supposed to work from home and be with her. Okay, so we're walking, we're talking. There's some pull-up bars, variety of them, variety of heights too, which is nice. And yeah, not very many people on this path. I'm thinking we're heading... Listen to the wind that's being blocked by the trees. I mean, that sounds like tidal oceans. But yeah, so we're definitely headed mostly east, meandering north and south. We're not quite, maybe at the center of the park, northwest, because I can see we're kind of high up. And I can see I'm really impressed with this valley here. Maybe that was whatever meadow. I don't know why they wouldn't have, or maybe they do, like some music concerts all the way down here. I guess it's less, or maybe they do, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know, but, because this one is huge. Yeah, just huge and long. Open. It's getting a lot of sunshine. Oh, you hear those branches banging together. Because of the weather, there's not a lot of picnicking going on. A couple kids' birthday parties that we've seen, but in this particular meadow, there's some bikes, people playing catch, swinging. Getting ready for like the softball and Little League seasons. A lot of picnic tables too that are getting good sun. I think we're gonna bump right into JFK. There's cars on it though. Maybe it's open in some places and closed in other places. And looks like a lot of parking here. So I mean, I guess it's a bit of a walk from like the places where people would want to be. Or maybe this is the transverse road. There is I'm going to cross this road and then head up on this. There's another path. This is Mark Meadow, it says. So there's a couple of groups in Mark Meadow doing stuff. Oh yeah, this is JFK Promenade. So yeah, I'm gonna cross and I'm gonna heads up on this woods path here. And you can get in here, picnickers talking to one another. At some point, I'll get into a part of the park I've been to before if I'm going this way, I think. But if I don't, I will. But yeah, I mean, there's just something about being an unfamiliar. It's not like I'm lost, right? But I get the other thing. It's like search of scoots. You always have to be in search of newness. No, but it is nice to be out here, getting out and about. Oh yeah, there's people playing. So here's the disc golf course here, and or at least one or two holes, and most of the people playing that right there seem to be real players, in the sense they had a bunch of specialized carriers. So that's cool too. I didn't realize there was like backpacks where you could fit like 10 or 15 different ones. Okay, we got a couple jokers up the path making a lot of noise. So we'll have to figure this one out. I don't know if they're playing with a kid or a dog or what, but oh no, they're teeing off. Okay. So they're laughing about the guy's tee off. And he made it roll. You may have even heard it land, which is cool. Okay, so we just dodged some wind. They even have backstops for the tees. Never seen this golf course. So it's like we don't always have to be in search of newness. Oh, that's the 18th hole, so it's no wonder they were hooting and hollering, having fun. They're just finishing their day on the disc golf course. So I played like disc golf light with my daughter when she was real little, and then maybe one or two of my brothers. There's one in Berkeley, and then there's one in San Leandro. But I would only have like a driver and a putter, and then you'd lose those. At Berkeley, there would usually be someone, if you lost in the water, they would be collecting them in, like, not immediately, but you could buy discs from them. But I don't think it's, I don't know, I've been golfing once with golf clubs, other than like pitch and putt. When was that? Like, yeah, maybe once in the last 26, 7, 8 years, maybe the last 30 years. Oh wait, here's another. This is like a basin. That's not even a lake, man. Wow. Another one right down there. I mean, we're too high and there's no path down there, but We're just covering everything, man. It's like, what do I mean basic? Because it's surrounded by cement instead of just dirt. Oh, maybe not. It's bigger than I thought. Huh. Maybe I'll get a view of it here. Oh yeah, here's an open spot. Is this Stowe Lake? I don't think so. Let's look up what we got here. Holy macaroni. Hello, hello. This is Lloyd Lake. Hello, Lloyd Lake. You look lovely. There's some portals to the past. Saw someone taking a picture there. Alright, so we got Lloyd Lake down there. And I don't know, man. I'm impressed. They didn't need my approval for this park, but I'm impressed nonetheless that, yeah, so now we're pretty close to the north side of the park. Oh, we could go, I don't want to get stuck by Lloyd Lake, so let's continue along here. This is, I think, Traverse Drive, and then JFK is above us, but there's no cars on this road until that one, but we'll go this way, hugging, well, we're not hugging the shores of Lloyd Lake, we're above it. Little Golden Gate Lake tour, man. Alright, so we just crossed JFK. There is a bit of wind, but yeah, I think we'll be alright. And there's a lot of people out running and walking and enjoying one another's company. And yeah, we could actually get a little bit of a tunnel here. And then I believe maybe if I head up this way, I'd get a little bit more windbreak. And we'll be back around Stowe Lake. So I'm heading up a little hill here off of JFK. So that's the point at which JFK Drive begins to be closed, which is cool. And Ocean Beach, the road there just got closed, and it's going to be turned into a park. So I don't know if it'll ever be not windy enough for me to record there, but when we do the westernmost side of the park, definitely will be a thing for me to do. So yeah. Okay, so gaining some elevation here. Scoot's putting in some work. And still in undiscovered country. Some really nice picnic areas here in a grove with grills. Most of these, again, I'm sure you could rent. And I believe Stowe Lake is just on the other side of us. I may have even been around here when this park did call to me to be like, hey man, I don't know if you've explored us quite enough. And what I should have said is, you're correct. I believe you. Alright, we are at the Stowe Lake building. It's going to get loud, so we'll take a break. But, well, you won't. Yeah, be right back. Alright, everybody, Scoot's back, and still windy, so I'm still trying to find my way back into the woods somewhere. Okay, maybe this trail right here. Believe it or not, my temperature's kind of kicked up. The sun's out, and I'd almost brought one more layer with me, but I did not, just because I said, well, I have this raincoat. It's also a good windbreak. It's also pretty good at kind of keeping you warm. So I said, why not just try it? We're on a really nice path here through a grove of trees, still lakes to our right and behind us, and just a nice little path that we're headed down. Oh, it can't be the bouncy house that the people were setting up, but there's people with the bouncy house. There's also a log cabin down here. What, is that a fire pit too? Holy mackerel. Oh no, just a couple of I've never seen this log cabin before, or have I don't know. I'm trying to avoid the party too, so I got it's a big birthday party, so there's I don't know. Wow, there's a couple statues. What is this log cabin? Doesn't even have a sign on it. There's like just a log cabin just out here, and you can hear the rumbling of the bouncy house. Oh, there's the front of it. There's a lot of discussion going on though. So interesting. Okay, so they're reading the sign, those kids. So, but yeah, we're gonna see a log cabin. There's one here, and doesn't say what it is there, but cool. Another discovery. JFK Drive's really windy, really busy. Okay, this statue. Over rude paths beset with hunger and risk, she pressed onwards towards the vision of a better country, to an assemblage of men busied with the perishable rewards of the day. She brought threefold leaven of enduring society. Faith, gentleness, and home, with the nurture of children. And that quote, it's a Pioneer Mother Monument restoration funded by the Questers. She's cool. Can't get enough, really can't get enough, in my opinion, of public art and statues. Okay, serious wind issues though, so I'm gonna have to cut inland by this party. I know what I could do. I think I can cut across this field, though that could be a, so there's a lot of yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay, so let's try this way. We'll try to take this path and run by the party. But there's a few different collections of yellow Adirondack chairs in the park now that I've never seen before, in pairs, which really is a wonderful idea. And they're kind of in different places. There's some by picnic tables and picnic areas, and then there's other ones that are just seemingly tucked away. And then there's even a couple on JFK Drive. We made it past the party. Now we just got to see if this path stays in the woods, because the woods is what's keeping us cooking here, keeping us recording. And okay, so we have quite a hill to our right, and there's not a, oh wait, there is a path up this hill. Now this is an adventure path, but we're going to take it because we kind of need to take something, or does it just end at a hangout? There's a little hangout here, hangout spot, concrete stuff, but this trail does continue on, so keep going at it. Oh yeah, it smells good in here. It smells very I don't know. So this just ends again and circles back. So it didn't give us any, just a short loop. Yeah, it was an adventure nonetheless. A lot of P-R-I-C-K-E-R-S, but that's another thing in San Francisco. Especially in March, I'm not going to wear shorts anywhere, but most of the time I won't wear shorts anywhere anyway, so it's like, yeah, okay, so there's the whale's tail. Never seen that before, so don't think I've been this far down JFK Drive, though gotta be getting close to the parts of JFK Drive that are more well trafficked, though not there yet. Some purple wildflowers there, looking really nice. You can hear some birds cawing, saying, "Go Scoots go, you're in a pretty good windbreak." Again, like, listen to that wind up there. It does sound like long waves in a canyon washing in. It's kind of peaceful. Oh, I could see the De Young. I think destination is coming up here. I mean, it's still a bit away, and it's wild that I've lived here when these museums opened. I think I even went to each museum before they closed, California Academy of Sciences and the De Young Museum. But I'm not totally positive on that, but I'm pretty sure. And that doesn't even include the Exploratorium. So, but it's been a while since I've been at either the Academy of Sciences or the De Young. My brother works at the Academy of Sciences, but I guess it doesn't let me off the hook for not going there more often. And it says, "Hey, Scooch, you gotta get out more, man." Alright, now we're at an intersection here, a somewhat busy intersection, and I kind of have a if I go left, it goes back towards JFK. If I go right, I'm not sure where it goes. Let's see if I can see on the path. Oh, okay, I know where we are. We're exactly behind the Japanese tea garden. So, and actually there's like bamboo on my right. So what we'll do is we'll circle around. We covered some serious ground. I mean, we got more to cover. And you didn't miss anything if you slept through this, which is the good news. Wait, there's a trail here. Should we take... Bird says take this trail. Okay, I'm not sure it's actually... I mean, it is a trail. Goes through this grove of redwoods here. Oh yeah, right along the back fence for the Japanese garden. You can see people in there enjoying themselves. You can come here and people watch people in the garden. Another great place to take people, or if you're visiting the Botanical Garden and the Japanese garden, both really nice and usually a good stop. Oh, and there's two more Adirondack chairs in here, and some wood stumps for people to chill on. Oh, and there's like even another, I think the rose garden is nearby, which again, when we do the next time, we'll start on the northern side of the park, where this time we started kind of on the southern side, and we'll hit all that. Yeah, so I'm back in familiar turf, and what I'll do is we'll slowly wind it down. Yeah, because I'm glad you got to join me for this walk just behind the De Young. I'll check out the De Young, and then I'll record an intro for this, and then yeah, so I'll be talking to you. It's always fun, and the reason I do that, so I don't always do it for these walking episodes, but then I kind of know everything that happened and that it was an episode. So yeah, the sun's out. art awaits me, and I really appreciate you. And if you're still listening, there's plenty more episodes to go. And I'm so grateful I do get to help out in any way I can. Tuck you in here with my last few steps. You can hear the jingle of dogs. People are running. People are walking, drinking coffee, and just enjoying things. And I've been enjoying being out here walking with all of you. The hum of the electrical and cooling and whatever you call it for the De Young. It's not a bad sound to carry us off. Oh, I was saying, so there's another set in a grove of these Adirondack chairs. Oh, that's a single one. There's a single one on the other side of the street. We could do that next time too. So the wind's picking up. The tower. So the they built these museums when I at some point when I lived here, both or retro. Yeah, let's just say they built them. And the De Young has definitely changed. It's copper clad, and it was designed to change over time. I'm really looking forward to what it looks like in like 40 years, because if it oxidizes like the Statue of Liberty, it'd be pretty spectacular. But it's kind of already spectacular. All right, everybody. Good night and sleep well. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks for listening. And this is all for now from Scoots.
Hey everybody, this is Scoots, and this is a Tuck You In message. I don't know if you've been listening to episode after episode, or you just woke up, you're drifting in and out, but this is also a reminder the show is always here for you, as it has been since 2013. But I need to talk, just you and me, we got to talk for a minute, if you're listening to me and hearing me right now. And you might have heard me talking about this before, but I do want to spell this out, that Sleep With Me, all of the funding to make Sleep With Me, everything that pays all of our bills and the costs of producing the show, 99% of that comes from listeners. We don't get any funding from outside sources or other entertainment companies, or companies like music streaming companies or video streaming companies. We don't have any investors. And there's no other like secret pipeline of support for Sleep With Me or almost every other podcast either. We get some money from sponsors that are direct response, meaning they base their sponsorship on the listeners that support them. A tiny bit from automated ads. But the majority of what keeps the show going comes from the people who get the most out of the podcast. Super listeners, ideally. And I don't know if you're a super listener. I don't know if you already made the decision you're not in a position to support the show. That's okay. Or you made the decision you're not going to support the show. That's okay, too. You could still take a part in this coming right up here. But if you didn't make one of those two decisions, we need support. Support from the people who benefit the most from the podcast. People that fall asleep fast. People that listen all night long. If we don't get more all-night listeners and people who fall asleep fast, the podcast won't be around. We also need support from people that listen 3-4 nights a week, people who have listened for a year or longer. And I'm just wondering if you're in one of those groups. The podcast has changed your life for the better, and it continues to change your life for better. And I'm trying to lay out the stakes without using kind of fear or stress, because while that is effective, right? The last round this month, I tried to use a more positive message, and we actually lost subscribers. But it's so tiring for me. It's almost like I'd rather lose the podcast than kind of keep having to do this sales pitch and say, well, if the podcast is going to go away, if that's the only way to get people to support the show, I don't know, it's really, really not fun for me. So instead of, the stakes are there. If you haven't decided and the podcast has changed your life for the better, the stakes are, we need some of you, maybe it's you, to support the show, or it won't be around. But instead of focusing on that, I want to talk about rooting, about sending positive energy, rooting in the deep dark night. I've been talking about this in the intro for years. And that's what I believe in. I believe in rooting for other people to get a good night's sleep. And maybe you're here, maybe you stuck around because someone out there, somebody who was struggling in the deep dark night just like you, was rooting for you. And you could feel that welcome when you got here. Or maybe you're one of those people who roots for other people who are struggling in the deep dark night. And here's what a couple people who did sign up in the last round of messaging said. Tiffany Y said, just because you can get something for free doesn't mean you should. I know if I have trouble for sleeping, I just have to listen. I'll be out in no time. That is definitely worth a few dollars a month. And Michelle F. said, this show is like cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia and a sleep aid all in one. I also consider it an art form, and I believe in compensating artists for their work. Timothy T. said, I'm a full-time caregiver, and the person I care for discovered your podcast, and we really like the ad-free content. It makes it easier to listen to. And then John R., who said, I'm a super listener, said, I had no idea how urgent it was. I'd been meaning to support the show, but I just never took the time. I realize now I've been unintentionally voting now. So I subscribed, and with feeling. So what I'm asking is, are you the one person everybody else is rooting for? Like, just to overcome whatever it is, putting it off or saying it doesn't matter, it matters, or somebody else is going to do it? Or are you the person we're rooting for to support the show? Now, it's okay if you're not. Maybe you're rooting for yourself to get a good night's sleep as soon as this episode, maybe you're an all-night listener. Maybe you woke up and you're looking forward to falling asleep soon. If you are a super listener, we did build Sleep With Me Plus with you in mind. Ad-free episodes, ad-free story-only episodes, tons of different cool stuff. So I don't know if you're rooting for yourself, think about supporting the show on Sleep With Me Plus just so you get a better listening experience. But maybe you're rooting for somebody else out there. Maybe it's somebody this month, which we're rooting for, is people going back to school or who are impacted by the back-to-school season. It could be teachers, it could be parents, it could be students, it could be anybody dealing with increased traffic. Whatever it is, this beginning of this transitional season affects a lot of people, and we're rooting for all those people, whether they listen to the show or not, or whether they're a super listener or a cat. They say, well, I just needed to get through the first couple of weeks of school. We're rooting for all of them to get a good night's sleep. So you could root for those people. You could root for someone whose sleep struggles are just like yours, or you could receive the rooting, because I hope you can feel it right now. I'm rooting for you, but a bunch of other people are rooting for you right now across the world. But if you're the one we're rooting for that's like, yeah, I've been putting it off. Yes, Sleep With Me continues to change my life for the better. We're rooting for you to support the show. So they'll be around, not just for you, for every other person we're rooting for. You could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, because we need support, right? And you might be thinking someone else will do it. But what if, as has been said in the last couple months, time after time, what if that someone else is you, right? You're the someone else. Well, if you're that person, we're cheering you on here. Don't let that resistance, and I know what the resistance feels like. I put it off. I say it doesn't matter. I say I'll do it tomorrow. Then I criticize myself. But just do it and see how it feels. And again, you could always cancel during the free trial or cancel after a month or two. But I'm so proud of the show. And this is how I want to try to get support for the show. If it doesn't work, I don't know what I'll do. But I'm going to keep trying this more positive but honest message where everybody can participate. And everybody can participate in giving and receiving. But it is like kind of like a needle in a haystack that we're looking for now. but we got to find it. So I don't know if you're the needle in the haystack or you're somebody snoozing in the haystack, or maybe you're a horse having a hay snack. I don't know. But thanks so much for listening, and good night.